Hello everyone, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching the video. It is your boy Mulganis with another one of your Digimon videos. This one will be a deck profile. My deck, be be more exact, uh, because I went to a store locals yesterday, the 14th of September, and I won. So there were really tough decks, some weird decks as well, and I will share afterwards later on a picture because it was my last match. It wasn't from my match, but it was from a match previous, and it was just something that was so funny that I have to try the video. Sorry, the deck. It's just something. It's a cursed image, so to say. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys, do my deck profile, some tech choices on my end that came in clutch. I'm not gonna lie, they came in clutch. And just go behind the reasoning of why I picked the cards that I picked. You're seeing the whole deck. I'm gonna go through the levels one by one, and the tamer options and the option cards. So let's jump right to it. Okay, starting with the level 2s, the staple. 4 Garurumons for the draw, and the Digimon for the removal. Digimon came in use once, and it helped. It actually does help in a few clutch moments. It's not always a help because you want to see your Garurumons for the drawing power. But I remember that it was my last opponent and he had a Salomon. I will talk afterwards about the matches one by one. But I remember that he had a Salomon and then a Magna Angemon Ace. So I think it was a Ukomon on top of the level 2 Digimon. I swung with it, killed the Salomon, and then was able to make Ancient Garurumon play to remove the Magna Angemon, because that's the thing. Ancient Garurumon, if they have a level 3 that you cannot remove, your target, your removal target, really isn't up for grabs. So you need to find a way to remove the smaller bodies so that then you can bounce the card that's threatening you. So the Digimon comes in play in a few clutch moments. But yeah, these are the level 2, pretty standard. The level 3s, I played 2 of the Gotsumon that players can play Digimon by effects. Pretty standard. It helped on my first match. I played 3 of the Muchomons that when a red Digimon attacks, you draw 1, it counts itself. So if you have a Muchomon with a Garurumon, if the attack goes through to security, it's always a 2 draw guarantee. So it's pretty good. I only run 3 because I need the other slots, but you can fiddle around. Depending on the matchup that you have, you can take out one Gotsumon to put another Muchomon, or one of the other red level 3s. And so that if you feel that you need to be faster or search more pieces or stop your opponent's plays, depending on the situation. The other red level 3 is the BT17 Flamemon. He searches a hybrid and a tamer with inherited effects. It's not color bound, so it works with any hybrid deck, pretty much. As long as you play it, you search a hybrid, you search a tamer, pretty standard. 4 of the Searcherukos, also pretty standard. Take 6 it's you digivolve in the back and you're passing turn, of course, but then it's a free draw, where you can pick everything besides options, so either Digimon or Tamers. So it's to find your pieces. One of the limited one Ukomon promos, of course, we had to run it. The deck was faster before, of course, gave more memory because of the Louis and the Yukos. They were being abused, of course. So now we only play one. I saw it early, a few decks, which helped a lot with the memories, the memory plays, to allow you to go and do the plays, because for AncientGaru, for those that play with him and for those played a lot against him, you know that you need at least 4 memory to do all of your plays without passing turn. You need 4, whether it's to play the Guardian Deity or Digivolving in the back and doing the combo. You always need 4 memories. So the Promuko helps, and then afterwards, as you can see down here, the Louis also helps, but I'll go to the Tamers in a sec. Those are the level 3s. I think it's pretty standard, pretty straightforward, pretty normal. I don't run normally. Normal is 12. This is the standard, but there are decks that need it. There are decks that don't. This one really doesn't, but it's always good to see level 3 so that you can have that Garurumon draw power. On to the level 4s, also pretty standard. It's 4 of the new BT17 Kendo. When attacking, draw 1. When attacking, you can digivolve into a Digimon with the hybrid trait for reduced cost of 1. Pretty standard, whether it is for free Digivolution to Lobo, because it only costs 1, or the 3 cost Digivolution to Beowulf. It's the staple. You need this card for the combo, to whichever combo you're doing. You also need it for the Ancient Guardian Deity, so pretty standard. I also run one of the Kendo, the old BT7, Kendo Garurumon, because he can digivolve on top of any level 4. You can digivolve for free, also this Kendo to this Kendo, because the Digivolution cost is 1, if you see here, easily, okay, here, it's a cost of 1 to a level 4. So, since the BT17 Kendo reduces the cost by 1, it's a free Digivolution if you need that extra draw for some reason. Or the jamming, since you can't be blocked and then you gain jamming with the Koji. It's just there for tech options. It also helps if you have this Kendo to put your Ancient Garu down, because the other Kendo has that when attacking and has the combo potential. This Kendo doesn't. So if you use the Ancient with this Kendo as well, it's also a free a Kendo that you're freeing for your normal combo. For Lobos, also standard. You digivolve on top of your Kendo when attacking. It digivolves for a cost of 3 into an Ancient Garurumon instead of paying 4. So it's straight level 4 to level 6. You do the combo, bounce something off the field. You bounce top security, and then you do the security check. Also has the one narrated when attacking. If you have 7 or less cards, draw 1. It came in hands a couple of times, not gonna lie. The when attacking, it's mainly if you're playing a lot from your hand, that will work, because with this deck you have so much draw power and such rapid draw power that most likely you're pulling the combo with like 8, 9, 10 cards in hand. So the when attacking really doesn't come a lot. It comes somewhat in hand if you have if you had to play a lot of cards from hand, like I said. Also, I'll discuss something later that you can do, and that it helps with the Muchomon into the Ancient Garu. One copy of the old BT4 Lobo, because it can digivolve on top of Tamers. It's standard as well, same reason that I have Kendo here. It can be used for the Ancient Garu without spending the resource that for the combo that is the BT17 Lobo. So nothing else to say. Now, as you can see, I played 3 of the BT17 Beowulfs. I don't play the old one. That bounces back a level 4. I find this one, it's not that it's better. I just feel that sometimes when you're not controlling the field, you need to get some control back, and Beowulf is great for that because he freezes the Digimon, pretty much. It's not that he can attack or can't block, it's just that he can't suspend. So besides not blocking and not attacking when you're attacking, and it comes up, imagine you're doing the combo with the Kendo, but you don't have the Lobo or the Ancient. You do the Kendo, you put Beowulf, you remove the Kendo. With this Koji you can't be blocked, and also with Beowulf you freeze. So let's imagine that the opponent has 2 blockers, or 1 blocker and 1 whatever. You can really just freeze the freeze the whole board. Or even if you're doing this with the jamming, he has a blocker, he can't suspend. You're going for security always. So, and also since they can't suspend, there's no alliance shenanigans as well with the Fenrir Lugas and everything. So I find it a good card for board control. And I also chose it because and here comes the first tech choice for me personally. Before going to that, I also think that when attacking Inheritable, if you're able to digivolve on top of him, if he survives that turn for you to digivolve on top of him, is actually pretty good. You're bouncing stuff back, you trigger the Ancient Garurumon. It's pretty good. So the first tech choice for yesterday is the Valkyromon Ace. I was struggling to know if I would take this or the level 7 Paladin Ace. The main reason I ended up choosing Valkyromon Ace, and I only run 1, as you can see, it's just for some clutch moments, but the reason why I run it is because this deck, as I feel as it is, it really doesn't have any response to what your opponent is doing on their turn. Pretty much, you do what you do. You want to have that clean board on your opponent's side of the field, but then as soon as your opponent starts their turn, you stay there. You let him do whatever he does. He has free reign and free control on his turn to do everything that he wants, because the deck itself doesn't have any response to it. It came up, this card actually came up in 3 times in clutch moments on 2 different matches. And I was glad, especially on the first one, that I had it. And I'll explain why in a bit. But the Valkyromon is simply a great mini ruin mode. So if the opponent attacks, you have your Beowulf on top. He's yellow. Your Valkyromon is yellow as well. So what do? He attacks. Given the Beowulf wasn't removed, you ace minus 5k. If he's attacking to your Beowulf, most probably you will die, because then Valkyrieomon is 12k Digimon. If he's going to security, it triggers the all turns of Valkyrieomon that deletes anything with 8k or under. So it's a great card for defense. I only run one because I don't want to see it in security. To be perfectly honest, I want to see it in the deck as I'm drawing normally, because you draw a lot with this deck as you're drawing normally from your Muchomons, your Kuromons, your Ukomons. So, and most likely, if you're drawing normally, if your opponent is not seeing it through the searches, he's gonna be caught by surprise. He's not expecting, so because normally the deck doesn't run it. But like I said, it is a tech choice. Normally I wouldn't run it. I chose it yesterday because of that. I'm only running 3 Beowulfs, so that's why only one of these is great, and I need space for other cards. But this is mainly a tech choice. You don't have to run it. You really don't. You can actually go for 2 of the level 7 that you see there. You can go for 2 burst modes. You can, but it's up to you. For me, it came in hand, and I will explain it later, like I said. But it's a great card. It does what it does. 4 of your win condition boss monster Ancient Garurumon. On play, when digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to the hand, and then on your turn, when the card is added to your opponent's hand, and your hand, and this is important, your opponent adds the top security to his hand also. A lot of people think that it's only when your opponent adds cards that the Ancient Garurumon triggers. Even today, that BT17 is almost at the end. We see Ancient Garurumons left and right. EX7 is at the door. You will still see Ancient Garurumons. Okay, still see with slightly different cards, because Exablaw is going to be a thing. But it is something that the opponent is not waiting for. For example, and this is something that came up yesterday. I add a Muchomon in hand. A Muchomon on the field, sorry. It wasn't with the Kuromon, it was with the DIGIMON, but I add the Mucho on the field. I add 4 memory, because I just raised the Mucho. I add 4 memory. I played an Ancient Guardian Deity and played the Ancient Garurumon. Came back to 0. Sorry, I already had it. Sorry, I remember it incorrectly. I already had the Ancient Garurumon on the field, and I raised Muchomon because I already bounced something the previous turn. What happened? I attacked with Mucho, because Mucho added a card to my hand by an effect. Ancient Garurumon triggers. It's as simple as that. And my opponent was like, well, is that how it works? And he picked up the card, he read it, and yes, that's how it works. As long as it's your turn, if you or your opponent add cards to the hand by an effect, doesn't matter which type of effect it is, your opponent adds top security to the hand. So it's always great to have that draw power. It also works with Yukos. If you have it on the start and you raise and you search a Yuko, you add a card to the hand, Ancient Garurumon triggers. Okay, so great card. As we see, it dominates a lot of the locals. We're gonna see it a lot on the upcoming regionals as well. So it's just a great card all around. And now for the other tech choice, the burst mode. I only ran also yesterday Valkyrieomon Ace because I didn't have 2 burst modes. I do now, but I didn't have 2 burst modes because otherwise I would probably play 2 burst modes. And why is that? It's a yellow, monocolor yellow. It can go on top of the Ancient Garu when your opponent's attacking. And like I said, the deck, unless you do this, the deck doesn't have any response for your opponent on their turn. Your opponent does whatever he wants, because you're simply waiting for him to finish his turn. Until then, you can start doing things again. With this, your opponents are not also caught by surprise, but it's a great big wall of a Digimon that removes anything on the field. The hybrid decks are decks that play a lot of tamers, and I can tell you, you're always gonna have at least 3 tamers in play easily. What Shiny Greymon Burst Mode does really well is that it's not name dependent. When you Digivolve, on top of it, you play a tamer. It's not color specific, it's not a Marcus specific, you play a tamer. So your opponent attacks, you play the burst, and then you have all of the tamers that you want to play. You can play the Kojis, the Setter, or the 3 cost ones. You can play your Emperor, your Louis. If you're running Zoes, that you can, you play the Zoe. Any tamer at all. And then for every tamer, again, not color bound, not name bound, for every tamer you have in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5k. So if you have, like I said, you're always running at least 2-3 tamers. You have 2, you play the third, minus 15k. You have 3, play the fourth, minus 20k. You're always cleaning anything off the board. Now, the one attacking, it depends if you have Zoes or not. And with the EX7, we might see a resurgence of the blue base deck that I can cover in another video. But you can play Zoes in this deck also, because your level 4s Digivolve on top of yellow tamers, so you can play Zoes easily. But when attacking, is also not tamer name bound per se. So when you attack, by suspending 2 of your yellow tamers, for each tamer, E gains security +1. So of course this is a deck that you want to suspend all of your marks. They're all red and yellow, but it works really well on this deck because it's a way for you to respond to your opponent when he attacks. You can clean Omnis, you can clean the Paladins if you have at least 4 tamers. You can clean every Digimon that exists because you play a lot of tamers on this deck. So for me, it's a great way to respond to when people are attacking, hoping for a sweep, or want to go over your Ancient Garurumon. You burst mode, you surprise them, and their Digimon dies. That's it for the Digimons. Like I said, some things can be changed. You can play around with the ratios or what you want to do, but this is what I played and came in hand yesterday. So the tamers, also pretty straightforward. I'm not gonna dwell a lot on them. You need to play 4 of the Setter Kojis, and you need to play 4 of the unblockable Kojis. You need them. The setter koji is mostly because of the memory setting, but it also gives you jamming, and that also effect when you add cards to your hand, you gain 1 memory. Both of them have that. But this koji mainly for the memory setting. This one, so that it can't be blocked. It doesn't matter if the opponent has a Magna, Tyrannomon, Fenrir-Lugomon, it really doesn't matter. It can't be blocked. The attack target, although can be switched, okay? Be aware against playing Diaboros. So, or Eosmons. Eosmon is the bane of the existence for this deck. Truly is. This deck plays Ancient Garurumon really plays really poorly against Eosmon. But the Digimon just can't be blocked. Okay, just bear in mind that the attack target can still be switched. Then 2 of the Digimon Emperors. We're seeing a lot of resurgence of these cards. No wonder why. There's a lot of value as the times go by, as the sets go by, of the rookies, and the Digimon Emperor just stops them from doing what they do, and it might give you an extra turn to remove them before it gets messy. When a level 3 is raised, is moved from the breeding area, you gain 2 memory. If you have 2 of them, you gain 4 memories. So if the opponent doesn't have a setter, memory setter, you give them 1 memory. If they raise, they're already passing turn without even going to their main phase. With 4, it doesn't matter if they have a setter. So, and it's also a way for you to draw, because when an opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon is deleted, you can suspend this tamer to draw 1. Doesn't matter how it's deleted, DP reduction, straight up deletion, battle, it really doesn't matter. It's also a great way for you to draw. You need to draw, you need to see your pieces, so it's a great way for you to draw. Something funny that happened yesterday is that when I played the Valkyremon, on my opponent's turn, I put the 5k Veil. And I previously had forgotten to suspend my Emperor because I deleted a Gabumon. Then he played the new option as well to play an Agumon or Gabumon from the and or trash. He played the Gabumon from the trash, but since the Veil was there, got deleted. But then I remembered, oh, I need to suspend it now. So he played it on automated deletion. Digimon Emperor, I was able to suspend it. So it's not that you need Emperor, to be perfectly honest. It's just that since the game is in the state that it is, the Patamons, the Lugomons, the Dorumons all do things from start of main phase. It's a way for you to stop them from doing what they do. So I recommend it. Last tamer, Louis. I'm not gonna say that you need it, but from what I've seen is that you need it. The main reason is that, like I said, you need 4 memory to do your plays. If you have your setter Koji, you raise a Digimon, you gain a memory, you have your 4 memory. You can do your combos and still maintain turn to do something else. So you need that 1 extra memory, whether it be from Disuko, whether it be from Louis. Louis is more consistent because it's easier, a lot easier to remove a Digimon than it is a tamer. So I would say Louis is the best pick, the best choice. 4 options. Crimson Blaze. You need it as well. You delete everything that is 6k below, but the main thing is that your opponent can't play Digimon by effects until the end of their turn. So we're seeing a game where pretty much every deck plays Digimons by effects left and right. So Crimson Blaze is great. Also for mirror matches, the one that sees the Crimson Blaze is one that might also win the match because Ancient Guardian Deity is a play by effect. So your opponent won't be able to do it. But not much to talk about. Also, if your opponent has a whiteboard, which it's easy to make as well with the decks today, it's a great way to clear everything, because for every Digimon your opponent has, the cost is reduced by 1. Let's say your opponent has 4 Digimon, it's a 2 cost sweeper card that brings you a lot of value. And then, guess what? You can bounce. You can bounce back with the Ancient Garurumon whatever wasn't deleted by it. 3 copies of Ancient Guardian Deity. Pretty straightforward. You grab your pieces from the trash, you play either a Tamer or 10 Warriors, in this case your Ancient Garurumon, from the hand with a reduced cost of 4. The new 10 Warriors, they're Digicross, so you're playing a level 6 Digimon for 4 cost. 2 from the Ancient Guardian Deity and plus 2 for the Ancient Garurumon, so it's great. It also came in clutch when you don't have either the Kendo or the Lobo, because although you're paying more, sometimes you just need to do it so that you can take the Digimon that's threatening you out of the field. You're giving your opponent a little bit more memory to work with, yes, but sometimes they can't respond as fast or build up their tree as fast, even if you do it. So use and abuse this card. Full Moon Meteor Impact, also a tech option, but I believe for me a great one, because like I said, if your opponent puts a level 3 on the field, your Ancient Garurumon is not going to bounce what's threatening you. So you can do your combo or do your Ancient Guardian Deity, put it back, and then you full moon that Digimon out of the field as well, and you've essentially cleared this board. So also, if it comes in security, also even better, because it bounces straight out. If you're playing it by hand, most likely your opponent is going to have a big hand. Of course, CX7 may change that with the Heavy Metal Dramons, with the new Impmon line, because you don't want cards in hand. So it's for now, it's still a great option when you can't remove what you need to remove with the Ancient Garurumon. Last 2, Ice Wall, not much to explain. When attacking, your opponent loses to memory, and if it's on the security, you gain 2 memory. Hammer Spark as well, you gain 1 memory for your 4 memory plays. From security, you gain 2 memory. Also, pretty straightforward. So, in terms of matchups that I had yesterday, we were, I think, around 10, 11 of us. I don't remember the total number of players, but I know that it was a 4 rounds. 4-round tournament, and the first match that I played was against Imperial Virus, and Imperial Virus is very fast because they spawn all of those Digimon to Jogress and then go do 3 checks in one turn. Also, the new Dino B helped a lot with the partition, so you can do it all over again. So the first, I won 2-0 that match, but the first one was actually a misplay of my opponent. because it got to a point that I had no securities left. He had one, I believe. He had one still. And he had 4 rookies and a full Imperial Dramon tree. And I just digivolved on my turn to Valkyriermon. I didn't have the burst mode in hand. It was in the trash, I think. And I just digivolved the Beowulf into the Valkyriermon. So I cleaned this board, and he only stayed with Imperial. That was stunned because of the Beowulf previously. But he thought that the Valkyriermon was until the end of his turn. So he didn't play the rookies for game because he thought that that went over. So it was a misplay on his part that allowed me to then on my turn just swing for 2 checks with him, and then another Digimon I had on breeding, I believe, to go for the 2 swings for game. So that was it. On the second game though, since I already knew what he was playing and I had the right cards, I pretty much just stun locked him. So I started with playing Gosumon so he could play Digimon by effects. He killed it, but he wasn't able to digivolve, and his Vmon that came from Raising died. Afterwards, I also played a Crimson Blaze so that he couldn't play Digimon by effects. And in the meanwhile, I just hit him with chip damage from the rookies and Ancient Garurumon. So since the second on the second match, I really focused on him not playing Digimon by effects, and that made me win the game. The second match was against a Mirage Galgamon with a few water birds in the middle for a lot of swings, and I was simply faster than him. I also won 2-0. There was this one time that he didn't have anything else but the Mirage, and Ancient Garurumon just sent him back to the hand. This game and the next one that we'll speak of are games that were streamed on their channel. When the videos on YouTube are available, I'll leave a link down below in the description so that you can check how the games went. But on the second game of the match, I could have lost because I forgot when I raised the Digimon to go for game, I had the hook on the table and he searches, and I had cards to my hand via an effect, so Mirage triggered, and I went, but it was my luck that I had 14 cards in my hand that went to 15, so I lost 3 memory, putting me to 0. I only needed 2 swings, so that was, I almost threw that game because of that, because I completely forgot. Guys, don't forget about the effect of Mirage because it's all turns. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much it. The third game was against a mix of Omni with Ancient Garurumon, and Ancient Garurumon with the Gabu engine is one of the most broken things I've seen. It is so fast. You play the Gabu, you win memory with the mat and draw. You also digivolve the Gabu into the Promo Lobo to go into the Ancient. Then you also play the Lament of Friendship, because when he implodes, he comes back and bounces back stuff again. It is a really complete deck. I am not gonna lie. I am not sure. As of right now, I believe that Ancient Garurumon mechanic might be better than this. Also, Omni, when I don't think it's the Blast Digivolve, but I'll put it in the video. But the cards that he needs to, because I think besides the Blast Digivolve, they're not Metal Garurumon specific, so Ancient works with it. So he played a mix of that. I believe I won the first game because he didn't have the counter, the Omni counter for it. Lost the second, and then I won the third also because he didn't have the Omni counter. So the main reason why I was able to win is because he didn't have the Omni counter. So it was clutch. Every time that I've played in the sim, my deck against an Ancient Garurumon with Gabo engine, I've lost. It's simply that good. So it was clutch. It was clutch. The fourth match was against myself and the guy that was in second, and he had a security control deck as I've never seen. And if you see that, I'm just gonna put the picture right now. As you can see, the game, while I was playing the Gabu, he was playing against Dorogora, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was against the Jasmine. It was against the Jasmine deck. And he had 15 cards in security. Like at the end of the game, like 15 cards. His security control is just never running out of security. It was just a mix of the Magnus that adds, the Seraphimons, tactical retreats, low and staccato, the Hedismon that gives security -1, so if you hit it because of the tactical retreat, you always hit it. It's over the attack there, or any other attacks from other Digimons. That game I drew because we ran out of time. The first game took 40 minutes. And the first game I decked out. I had no idea how initially to play against it, so I completely decked out. The second game though, since I knew what I needed to do, which was, heck, just go ham with my rookies, I went ham. I always attacked, and he couldn't recover security faster than I did chip damage to it. Also, he played a lot of aces, the Magna Ace, the Seraphimon Ace, so when I bounced them with Ancient Garurumon, I got memory back, so I was able to do more plays, and I made sure to hard play rookies as well, so that next turn, because he didn't have like a lot of removal available, because although the Magnus give DP reduction, you need to have a lot of security, for the rookies at least, 1 or 2 to remove them. So, and it's only 1, so if you play 2, there's 1 at least that will live. So I made sure that I always had bodies on the table to swing to be faster. The third one, we just ran out of time. I believe I was gonna win because same deal, but we just ran out of time, so drew the last match and was able to win due to points. three wins and one draw. And that is it. This is the deck profile and the matches that I had. Please leave a like, subscribe, notifications, and also if there are any decks that you would like me to cover, whether it is like in this case deck profile or to test out, and I mean any deck, feel free to leave a comment and I will do a video using the type of deck that you've suggested on the next time I play with them. EX7 is at the door, so we will have new abilities, new cards. I'm really more into the Exablau with the Ice Clad. I find it to be different from the other types of abilities that just attacking on the turn, even on the turn that you're played, like Vortex or stuff like that. Ice Clad is different, so it kind of intrigued me. But yeah, there's like a lot of crazy decks that people build, so just leave a comment and we'll try and get around to make videos around the deck suggestions that you've left. Well, stay safe everyone, stay good, and I'll see you in the next video.